Welcome to a world of high fantasy, where heroes range out performing daring deeds of do. Wizards casting magical spells, the likes which the gods themselves have never been able to dare perform. Dragons holed up in their lairs, treasure, gems, and magic items. I'm sorry, what? Literal hellgates have opened up all over the lands? Okay, well, I mean, the heroes will stand up and take... What is... Are you telling me to... Oh, that they were beheaded. Oh, worse? Really? Well, who's gonna... Nobody? Oh, crap. Hello and welcome to Mid-Dice Crisis. Yeah, we're a bunch of us who are middle-aged old people are living our best fantasy life, playing D&D
as 20-year-olds.
Sure. You know, I have this thought in my head that while we're all doing this, our 10-year-old selves, if they could see us, would be like, no. But of course, our 10-year-old selves are from Gen X, so I doubt they'd be like that.
No. Those things say my 10-year-old self would be like, finally, D&D's cool.
I'm a zennial. Thank you very much.
Millennial?
Was I alive when you guys were 10 years old?
No.
Shut up.
I doubt it.
Just stop.
Love you all. Love.
No.
Just that little remembering of that. Anyway, sorry, got off track. For those of you who are joining us, if you're new to the channel, hey, welcome.
Howdy.
You're beautiful, and we love your faces. Nothing you can do about it. However, if you're not new to the channel, then you're used to our BS. So we are on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. We are on YouTube and
Facebook.
Thank you.
Instagram.
Yes, I think I said that. But check them all out. Help our little community here grow a bit. Give us a like, a share, a subscribe, maybe even comment. Because if you like our stuff, let us know. If you don't, let us know. Because if we're doing something wrong, we change it. Safe space. Okay, I may change it. Personal growth. Anyway, so we are going to start episode 7?
7.
Session 7 of the campaign. Oh, look at you with the little note there. Okay, session 7. By looking back, we had a little bit of lore dump for Riona and her father, her mother, Davidos Busby, and a guy named Max, somewhere in the world up to the northeast, just beyond the mountains, I think, is where they found out that a very old human that might be able to help us out with learning a little bit more about ourselves lives, named Maxwell, or Maximilian, or just Max. But prior to the mountain range, there's also another person that Davidos Busby, as he was dying in your arms, told you to go see. And it is where the location of the town that your parents and Davidos and also Maxwell fought a tree. Yeah, fought a tree. Crazy, right? But as you guys were running out of town, not really caring who saw you flying as fast as you possibly could, you all decided, hey, you know what? We're out of town right now. We're on the side of the road. It's getting dark. Let's have camp. Which, okay, on the side of the road, near wheat fields. Cool. And that's where you decided to bed down. Taking shifts, I believe it was Scrack and Torsten who took the first one. Am I
Nope.
correct in that? Nope.
It was Scrack and Rusty.
Rusty. That's right. Scrack and Rusty. Didn't see anything.
That sounds like our new spin-off show.
Scrack and
Scrack and
Rusty.
Rusty.
The Scrack and Rusty show. And then Torsten took the second watch. So while everybody is slumbering, Torsten was able to perceive, with the help of one of Rusty's spells, the fact that he saw movement in the tall wheat of 5 spaces moving in a crescent shape in front of him, surrounding the party on one side. And it's dark. What you doing, Torsten?
I'm going to stand up, ready my, ready my shield, ready my mace. Going to go ahead and cast light on the end of my mace.
Okay.
And I'm going to say at a volume where it doesn't instantly wake everybody up, but kind of I'm not screeching this, but I am, I'm being bold about it. All right, I see you all, friend or foe.
Okay. So as you wave a hand over the head of your mace, it brilliantly lights up like the sun instantly coming in from behind a cloud. Your vision was for the night. You had a little bit of a glow from the firelight, but Rusty had allowed you to see with his Twilight Cleric ability. So it's a little blinding at first. So while rubbing your eyes a little bit, you say in a voice that's loud and authoritative, but not too imposing. And as you do this, you hear the twangs of bowstrings.
Ooh.
About 8 twangs, and
Ah.
you see this line go across the area in several different directions. As you look at it, it is barbed wire. Very fine filament style of barbed wire. A metallic rope of some sort with scraps that have been woven into it of sharded metal. Your area around the camp is now a little harder to get through, and you're all within that area. So your
Okay.
movement is now halved.
So these arrows trailed barbed wire behind them. And so we have like a little spider web of barbed wire kind of over the camp.
Correct.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's not over anyone in particular. It's on the ground, but it's not quite on the ground. It's raised up a bit from where the arrows were tied. So it is off the ground, but just a little bit. Getting through them, you would take some piercing damage.
Okay. Well, in retaliation, I go, oh, is that how we're gonna play it? And I hold my hands out and I touch my thumbs together and I cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
And I shoot, shoot a flame, thin sheet of flames, outstretched in a 15-foot cone.
Okay.
So if they're within, if they are within 15 feet of me, they need to make a dexterity saving throw.
They are not.
They're further back.
Yes.
That's cool. I just started a fire in a cornfield in between us.
Is there any making of
toward them.
passive perception rolls maybe to have all this wake us up?
And I'm also vocalizing. You guys might want to wake up.
I believe that with the bright light, the sounds of arrows hitting and being shot, Torsten somewhat being loud, and a brilliant light, and then a flame. Yeah, you all pretty much woke up.
Cool.
5 more minutes.
Things got a lot hotter.
Yeah, things are a little warmer on this cool autumn. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Why is everything on fire?
Everybody, don't move real fast. Look at the ground before you move.
Why can't I wake up on a normal day?
I rolled a 7 in initiative.
I have a 19.
Daisy, you had 19.
Yes.
Riona?
15.
Whew, okay.
22.
Daisy.
Sorry,
Daisy, Rusty, what'd you get?
22.
22. Dang.
Go Tiny Gnome.
All right. So, Tiny Gnome, you are first up in initiative.
How spread out are they?
From what you can see with all the fire around you, you are on the side of the road. They are about 30 to 35 feet in a crescent shape around your group.
Okay.
You can't quite see them. They're not out of the wheat.
All right. I am going to cast Fairy Fire,
Okay.
which is a 20-foot cube. I'm going to try and center it on as many as possible.
Absolutely. So you want to
So-
go like middle to the right, to the left.
Let's go to the middle.
Okay.
And that's a Dex 13 saving throw for them, but whether or not they get it.
All right. Let me roll that. It is not. Nope. Nobody made it.
All right. However many of them there are, they are glowing pink.
Absolutely. So as you focus, we'll say 4 of them. Did you want left, right, or middle? As far as your
Try to center it.
Center it. Okay. So if you go to one side or the other, you can get 4. If you
Okay,
go
let's-
right in the center, you might.
Let's
have
go to the
20.
right.
Okay. So the ones on the right, you get 4 glowing forms, bright pink, just little tiny sparks lighting up the sky, almost like embers from a campfire, glowing off of their bodies. You hear a voice. Well, I guess there's no point in hiding now, is there? As another figure from behind you makes his presence known. He is standing across the road behind you.
That's it for me.
Okay. Next up will be Daisy. Daisy, what you doing?
Okay, this will be the first time I've tried this, so I might need
Absolutely.
a little
Perfect.
help. I'm going to try my Psychic Blades attack. It's got a 60-foot range.
Okay.
So hearing the guy coming up from behind me, I
Mhm.
spin around and I attack.
All right. You attack.
Mind blades.
200 yards away with mind blades.
It looks like it does 5 damage.
Okay. Is there a saving throw on that?
I don't know. Is there a saving throw on that?
It's an attack.
Oh.
So like under
Hold on.
your actions, you should see
17.
mind blade.
17.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
For both attacks.
Or is
Yeah.
it just one or is it both?
It throws. It's supposed to throw 2 psychic.
It's one with an action, one with a bonus action.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so he does not make his save on the first one. So as you spin around, you see this man clad in what looks to be dark clothing, with like a dark, oily, almost poncho draped over his shoulders, and his hands are out to the side, empty. And as your first attack hits, you see as the energy goes from your hand, almost like a thrown knife, it sticks to the side of his head, and he stumbles back. And as you throw the second one, he kind of just waits for it, and as he bolsters his mental state, expecting to be hit, it just shatters away from him, and he's like, neat trick, but I'm afraid you're the one called Dason. We're looking for
Dason.
you.
Yeah, blow me.
Change your plans, boys.
This
Two for
encounter
the-
just got interesting.
Scrack.
Two
Think
for
I need
one.
your help.
As he says this, it is Riona's turn.
Just laying in a pile of llamas, looking up at the sky, contemplating life.
As flames dance all around you.
Yep. I get up and I'm very angry. And I look at the man who's, I guess, in charge of all this, my perception.
Sure.
And in my head, I'm thinking I want to hurt him like what happened to Busby. And I would like to cast Wither and Bloom.
Okay.
And doing that, it is a con save of 14.
Con of 14.
If not, you take half damage. And any non-magical vegetation in a 10-foot radius sphere dies instantly.
Nice. So as you kind of look over there, this almost angsty apathy just escapes from your body, almost as a black cloud flies that way, and you see him hit, and he did make a save of 14, but just barely. And you see him go, what the? And you see him almost wither himself as a circle of foliage around him just turns brown and then black and withers to nothing.
I don't know. I don't understand why it did it that many times, but basically half of 6. So that will be 3 points of damage.
Okay.
And there is some fun part with the bloom. I get, in addition, one creature of my choice in the area can spend one of their unspent hit die to regain that number of hit points. And my spell casting modifier, but I don't think anyone's been hurt yet, but I'm still going to offer it to Scrack
All right.
to heal.
Yes, thank you, because I was missing some
From
from
the
Okay.
previous.
last night.
Okay,
How-
so you get your hit die and +4.
Hit die +4.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean the
To
die
heal.
that I rolled for hit points?
Yes, whatever you roll for your hit die, you get to
Alright.
roll that +4 because I took from there necrotic damage and I
Alright.
took it
5.
and then made it into healing.
Cool. 5 points. Because I rolled a 1.
And that
So
is
this-
Thank you for the +4.
As this,
Rolling
this
like me.
dark necrotic energy wilts him and the ground around, you see a few light blue glowing butterflies erupt from his chest and fly over and land on Scrack, and he absorbs them and feels a little better.
and bonus action
Bonus action.
giant red panda.
Giant, right? You want to be a giant red panda?
Giant red panda bonus
Okay.
action. And
All
I'm
right.
guarding my llamas.
All right. As you go into a giant red panda form, your llamas.
Shh.
They're-
And I'll stay
you
there.
You still smell like Rihanna, so they're not quite freaked out. However, Torsten, it is your turn.
I'm going to I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look at the guy that everybody seems to be attacking because
Mhm.
he seems to be the guy in charge. And I'm gonna look at him, and I'm simply going to say the word Brenna as a flame, like as sacred flame drops down on him. He needs a dexterity of 13 saving throw.
All right. Let's see. We got 13 exactly.
Son of a whore. Okay, well, it does nothing if he moves. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
I'm just keeping him on his toes.
He's like, I don't like this. Anyway, you go.
But as soon as he says, I don't like this, we don't like being snuck up on. And that's my turn.
All right. He smiles and looks over at Daisy and goes, there's a bounty on your head.
And
I've come to collect.
how much is it?
It's pretty high. Deserters are usually not as high.
Deserters? What are you talking about?
Oh, don't play coy. Also,
Dude,
uh,
y'all kicked me
Owlbear,
out of the military. So I don't know what kind of horse shit you're listening to.
don't lump us in with those assholes. We're not the military.
Well,
But
that's
Strack
the only
knows
thing.
us.
If you're
Strack,
talking about the pretty jewel thing that y'all
excuse me,
got to
excuse me,
keep,
excuse me.
bite me.
The adults are talking. Scrack,
Oh, someone hold me back.
come back with us as is, or as a rug.
Eat
Either
him.
way, we're going to
Eating.
have you come back with us. Okay. That one misses.
My man's ready to fight.
Scrack.
Yeah.
I've written down your passive perceptions and ACs so that we don't have to go through the whole asking.
Sure.
Scrack,
Mhm.
as you are getting angry, as your fur and pin
I
feathers
cast silvery
bristle
barbs. He's making an
on-
attack that hits.
He's not making an attack.
The guy that snuck up on us.
The guy is standing there. He's just
Yeah.
standing there.
Okay.
Probably the archers out in the field.
So as your hackles begin rising,
Mhm.
you feel a small, almost pinch in your front left shoulder. Take 3 points of damage
Mhm.
and make a Constitution check for me. Needs to be a 15 or higher.
Nope.
Nope. Oh. So as you're like
Oh,
getting
hold on,
all-
hold on. Well, yeah, still no. Still no.
Okay. So as you're getting all ready because your buddy Daisy was just insulted and these people are surrounding you, you feel that pinch and you're like, oh. You see Scrack go down unconscious, snoring. Owlbear snores. Back leg
Well,
kicks a little bit.
shit.
Daisy,
Yes.
as you see him, you feel the same pinch. But as you turn to him, you feel it in your back. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
18.
18 works. You feel that pinch in your back, taking 3 points of damage. And you spin around going, ah! You reach and you pull out this little dart. And you can tell there's something on it, but it is not very thick. And you see this glistening, viscous liquid on it, but you can see that they did not do a good job of coating the needle too well. You feel a little woozy at first, but then you realize that they just tried to knock you out like Scrack. You are upset.
Oh,
Torsten.
that would be a nice way to put it.
Yes.
Torsten, you are okay. As you are watching the this exchange, the man is just standing there looking a little upset, but still a little cocky at the same time. And you feel a the wind whip past your ear as a bolt is fired from behind, missing you. That one, however, hits Rusty. Rusty,
By how much?
they got a 22.
Okay, this time I am going to roll the silvery barbs.
Go for it.
Okay, so basically they have to re-roll.
Okay, they have to re-roll, which is a 9. Does not hit you.
Okay, and I have advantage on my next attack, save, or
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that one also misses. All right. We are back to Scrack. Back to Scrack.
I'm asleep.
To reality.
Do I get to make another save or what?
Make another Constitution saving throw. With
Okay, well,
disadvantage,
that
yes.
one is a 24.
Much better.
Yeah.
Wake up, big boy. Wake up.
With disadvantage because you are asleep.
Oh, screw you.
I believe in you, Scrack. I believe in you. You can do it.
Wake up.
14.
14, you kind of wake up a little bit, your eyes open, everything is bleary and sideways because your head is on the ground, and then your eyes slowly close back again, hearing the shouts of all these people. Rusty, you're up.
Okay, this isn't going quite as well as I was hoping.
Probably not.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the guy that Daisy attacked
Okay.
with advantage. Yeah, so that's a 23
23 definitely hits.
for 11 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And I am going to move 25 feet away from wherever the hell these guys are.
Your movement is halved.
Okay,
Difficult terrain.
10
And
feet.
you take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. You see the fella, the only one that's actually visibly in sight. He kind of kneels down a little bit. He's like, this is some BS. Taking all the damage while you stand in the shadows. And he looks behind him to the left. And you see another man stand up. He is similarly dressed. And he readies a crossbow. Next up is Daisy.
Again, this will be the first time I've tried this, but I'm going to use the psychic blades, but my I can also use the sneak attack. Sorry guys, I need a little help with this.
So
You cannot
the,
use
the
sneak
guy
attack
that
because
the guy that she attacked before
Mhm.
has she would have an advantage on him because of Guiding Bolt.
Okay, you'd have advantage that way, but not on sneak attack.
Okay.
But you could use your bonus action for a second attack as well.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So basically roll 2 attacks.
All right. First attack will be a 22.
You're going after the main guy?
Yep.
All right, that hits.
And 6 points of damage for the
Nice.
first.
Okay.
Good deal.
And next,
Second attack.
second attack's going to be 16.
That hits.
And
The second one you
8.
roll with no modifiers.
okay, then it's just 17.
Okay.
Not
No.
for
No, it'd be
Go ahead.
what she rolled. It would be a 5. So the 16 hit. The damage you would do on your second one, you do with no modifiers. So it would be just like the 1d6. So
Okay.
so you rolled a 5. So
Okay.
a 5 instead of an 8.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem.
No worries. no
And there's a
worries.
whole lot of cursing going on.
Yep.
You feel a little sluggish, but you're still able to move about, and he takes the damage, and he's looking really pissed. Riona, Red Panda Riona.
How far am I from Scrack?
Scrack, you're probably about 10 feet at most.
I take a paw and I just push Hall and Oates' head down, so their like heads are down, and I take like precautions going over to Scrack, and I stand over the body,
All right.
and I am going to keep my eye on the two guys that are aiming towards Scrack and Daisy, and just I'm gonna hold my action to bite at them if they come towards us.
Okay.
And just so the DM remembers, as a red panda, I do have agile, which means if they
Mhm.
try to attack me, that's disadvantage
All
as a
right.
reaction.
Fantastic. So let me remind everybody, you're still around the fire with the exception of Rusty, who
Mhm.
wandered approximately 12 feet which way?
In a
Away.
direction with where the people aren't.
We'll say towards the road, towards the town.
Sure.
Okay. So as a reminder, we have Daisy and Torsten and Scrack still in the same places that they were around the fire. Riona, you look like a giant red panda that's trying to hump an owlbear. Butt up in the air, head down, growling as best as you can.
Hey, now wait a minute.
Very fluffy tail.
Very fluffy tail, bushed poof, in anger and trying to intimidate with your cuteness. But there are still 5 figures, 4 of which you can see glowing and sending up pink embers into the eye or into the sky from one direction, and on the other side of the road there are 2 figures that you can now see, just so everybody is clear as to where everyone is.
And I'm just keeping an eye on the 2 figures on the road, holding my action to bite if they come close enough for me to go nom nom nom.
The distance is about 35 feet from the archers to the U, to everybody around the campfire. Another 5-10 feet to the road. The road is approximately 10 feet wide, and then another 10 feet for the 2 that you see. So everybody is just outside of the 30-foot range.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Out of game for just a moment.
Sure.
Daisy, don't you have the ability to communicate with us brainwave?
Hold on. I don't know if that's in level 3. Psychic whispers. Yeah, and you have to be within a mile of me.
George Michael popping in my head.
I didn't know if that was an action or if it was a like an instantaneous thing.
I believe it's an action.
It doesn't fall under my actions. I mean, it's not in there or my bonus actions or my reactions. I looked, and I have the
What's the name of
information
it?
up for it. Psychic whispers.
Psychic whispers. And where does that come from?
Because I'm a soul knife.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So class features,
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess so.
features and traits, class features. Look in there.
As an
Okay.
action, it's an action.
Okay.
Starting at 3rd level. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. I was just curious.
All right. Now, where were we? Riona just went. It is now Torsten's turn.
All right. Seeing that the bulk of our friends have the rogues across the street taken care of, I'm gonna start making my way around the flames towards one of the archers.
Okay.
So
How far do you move?
I have a 30-foot walking speed,
15.
so 15 foot,
You take 6 piercing damage.
and I cast Brenna at one of the archers, sacred flame.
All right.
Dexterity save of 13.
Got a 14.
That's okay.
Sorry, bud.
My-
It'll work one day.
yeah, eventually my save DC will go up.
All right. So
What
as you-
controls your save DC? That's what.
So
I
as
need to
you-
boost whatever that is.
right? So as you make your way over and it kind of fizzles out. Being a cleric, low level, and not being used to actually casting spells, it kind of goes a little south for you sometimes. But
Yeah.
as you start slogging your way through the area, you keep getting hung up on the barbed wires and piercing your feet as you step on them and snagging at your clothes. Next up will be the bad guys. The one that you perceive as being the main bad guy. He's like,
Mouthy one.
yeah, the mouthy one. He's
Mhm.
like, just focus on getting the bear and the girl. And as you hear twangs again, Scrag,
Mm.
you do not.
I was gonna say, with me over him shielding, wouldn't I take any damage?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Scrag, you do not get hit. They are
Ow.
not firing directly at you. They're firing around you. So, Riona, as
Mm. I
as
opened my
these
mouth.
arrows, yeah. So as these arrows are being fired, they're up a little higher now,
Mhm.
and they're not actually trying to hit you, but they are trying to pin Scrack down. And you're on top of Scrack.
Mhm. Gonna be
So you
awesome.
you feel as these barbed wires start crisscrossing over your body and over Scrack.
Can I push against it in the sense, like they're going like this, and I'm just using that technique where it holds it and then it loosens when I push down a little?
you're trying to puff up while they're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna hurt more, but that way it's not as tight when I poof down.
Take
And your fur
6
should help.
Take 6 points of damage
Okay.
from the barbs. And as you're arching your back and trying to puff up as much as you can, you're taking some of this damage, but then you're like, and you release some of your size. And where the lines were taut, now
Mhm.
they're a little looser. Okay. Not a whole lot, but some.
It's easier to rip up.
All right. Is that your go?
I can't do anything. I'm still holding my
Is that
action.
all your okay? Just making sure.
I just wanted to, like, if I could, like, tense a little so it's not as tight.
Yeah, making sure that was your reaction to
Oh yeah, that is my reaction.
Scrack.
Yes.
You have all sorts of things going on, yells and bows and a red panda on top of you, holding on to your life and finally just kind of falling on top of you. Make a constitution saving throw. Just a straight one.
25.
25. Your eye pops open and you realize this has happened before. This is how you found yourself in a city. In not a city, in a circus. And this anger starts pulsing through your veins, waking you up a little bit more and more. But currently you're being snuggled down by a red panda.
If it's any consolation, I'm like, I'm on you, but I'm trying to hold
Yeah.
myself up. You gotta just wiggle out. Trying. And he counts as a medium beast, right?
Yes.
I'm a
I'm
medium beast too,
medium.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I said earlier
Yeah.
it looks like a red
Medium
panda.
Yeah.
beast.
Thou medium.
Rawr.
Schmedium.
Okay, yeah.
All So as they go, Scrack, you and Riona are currently tangled. We'll say entangled. So your
Okay.
movement is currently 0.
Okay.
But you're awake. And now it's Torsten's turn.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move a little bit closer.
Get a little closer.
Yep. I've got, moving towards the pink guy. And so is my movement speed still halved?
Yep. So you get out of that
Okay.
30-foot radius.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that another 15 foot would get me right out of 30 feet. So.
Yep. Take 6 points damage.
4. And how close am I to the first?
Like you are probably 5 or so feet away from the closest pink glowing guy, who realizes he's glowing, stands up a little bit, heavy crossbow in hand, kind of just, what is this?
So I can go ahead and make a mace attack.
Oh yeah,
5 foot reach.
5-foot reach
Flat.
with advantage because of the fairy fire.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, just remember that.
Oh, don't worry, I'll remember that from now on. A natural 20. Hoo-yah. And
Yeah, I'd say that hits.
dodge this prick.
As he's slapping at himself.
I thought you were
looks at his
attacking him with
hands.
a mace.
Yeah.
I am.
It's a blunt object either way. Anyway, he looks up just in time for you to say that, and he's like, roll your damage.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. All right. Ah! And you see him kind of wobble and fall back a little bit. And as he tries to raise his crossbow at you, his reaction is to fire.
And mine is to do a reaction of warding flare. So he
Okay.
rolls with
Disadvantage.
Yep.
Rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1.
Hey, that's our logo.
Yeah. So as you see him raise and stumble back, he raises up the crossbow, and as he takes a step back, he starts falling, and as he falls, he releases the crossbow as he's trying to catch himself and shoots himself in the head.
Brilliant.
They'll look down at him.
Noob.
There you go.
That's my go.
All right, Daisy May.
That's my last reaction.
How far
I
away
need a
am
long
I
rest, guys.
from Scrack at the moment?
About 10 feet or so.
Okay. Then I plan on doing some fancy acrobatics to get over to him, because I
Okay.
have knee-high gloves or boots and heavy leather gloves to help. So
Mitigate
I'm
some of the damage.
trying
Trying to
Yes.
mitigate some of the damage. Okay. I will say if you want to try to avoid any type of damage from this area, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
seven. Fuck you.
You think this is gonna be cool? You have this flip and handspring thing in
Oh
mind,
yeah.
Yeah.
but you
gonna be
still
so
managed to
cool.
make it to Scrack, but you take 6 points of damage.
Yeah, you little bastard. But I'm gonna also help him start pulling some of those arrows out of the ground so the panda can go away and he can come to life and
Oh,
rage on everyone.
I'm fixing to burst out.
I'm making sure you can.
As you start flipping and flopping around, Riona the red panda is like, ah. All right, so you're gonna try to pull some of those
Arrows out of the
those
ground.
bolts. Okay. Make a strength check for me.
Will bite my ass.
I can't, you're too far away.
Well, shit. 8.
8? Yeah, they're chunky bolts. It takes a little bit, and you kind of hurt your hand a little bit because this wire is wrapped around them. But eventually you do start pulling one by one free. We'll say 1 per turn.
'Kay.
Okay. Next up is Riona.
Dismount Scrack.
Yeah, dismounting Scrag. It's
Kinda
gonna
hard
move
when
off
you
of
are-
him.
You gonna buy him breakfast now?
You have you're on Scrack,
Yeah.
and
Can
those are on you.
Can I-
So
I push on Scrack and push up, trying to dislodge more of the arrows with the slack, especially Daisy pulling arrows. I'm
do you
using
convey
Scrack
this to
as a
Scrack?
rock.
Do you convey this to Scrack?
Yeah, I can't talk, but I'm like growling, pushing on his back, getting him ready, like, hey, flex.
You can.
Quick query. Would Shrek know beast speak?
Yeah, does Scrack know beast speak? Because then we could talk.
Rusty's down. Rusty's down.
Gnome down, gnome down.
Yeah. I listed myself as knowing common and Owlbear.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, basically I'm pushing on him like flex, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna push and use my strength to try to rip up as many arrows and like shake it off.
Shake it up. So
Yeah.
this is what you can do. All right?
Mhm.
You can make a strength check. If Scrack figures out what you're doing, you can do that with advantage.
How would Scrack figure that out? With an intelligence check?
how about a
Scrack?
intelligence or wisdom?
Make an animal handling check.
Animal handling. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, a 16.
You kind of basically figure out that you need to
Yeah.
like do push-ups as she's doing push-ups on top of you. Yeah. So with advantage, you may roll
Strength check. All right, here we go.
as a giant red panda.
Yes, which is totally just awesome with Red Panda. That's a +1, so that's a 10. Woo!
Okay. So
geez.
That's an advantage.
as you're trying to get this going and pull, you don't quite have the rhythm right. Scrack pushes when you're dropping, and then you push when he's dropping, and it's not quite as good. You still take 6 points of piercing damage.
Mhm.
What does that drop you down to as a giant red panda?
I have 1 hit point left.
Woo. Okay, so
So bonus I was gonna say bonus action. I'm a human.
you're dropping it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. That should
Daisy,
actually drop a lot of
as-
the tension.
Mhm.
That should. Daisy, as you are trying to pull, one of the ones that you're working on gets free. So there are a total of 6. You got 1 out on your turn. You can get a second one out with the help of Riona and Scrack. Riona, you turn into a human, which drops a lot of the tension. If Scrack is able to make an acrobatics or dexterity roll high enough, he can probably get out of it as well. But that is on his turn, and is currently Torsten's turn.
That
All
get
right.
skipped somehow.
It's Rusty, Daisy, Riona, Torsten, bad
Yeah,
guys, Scrack.
I think I get skipped.
I think he got skipped too.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sorry.
think we did a Torsten rather than a Rusty.
Oh, that's because of the reaction. It threw me off. I'm sorry. Rusty, would you like to do anything?
I would actually. So you see the main guy has another guy behind him
He does.
within 20 feet of him.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm going to upcast sleep, which is not a concentration spell.
Okay.
So, shoot. So it's 35 hit points. Whoever has the lowest goes to sleep first, and then if there's anything left, the next person does.
And you're centering it on.
I'm centering it like between the two of them, so I hit the main guy and the guy behind him, if
Okay.
possible.
Within 20 feet. Is it a radius?
It's a spear.
Or is this? It's a sphere. Okay. So you see the main guy who showed himself first. As he's standing there, he starts looking around bewildered, like, did I just get hit by something? Maybe a dart? As he runs his hands down, he kind of falls backwards. You hear a slight snoring. The second person that got out looks down at him, looks up at you, and he's readying his action.
All right.
Now it's Torsten's turn.
I'm gonna move my way down the line of archers
Okay.
with one of them dispatched.
Handily by himself, yes.
Yeah, as I step over his
Next.
body, I say, "Thank you so much for making that easy." Go to the next one, and I attack him with a miss.
Going for the next glowy guy.
Yep,
All right. Roll for an attack.
19
19 hits.
for 7 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, as you come up on him, he's like, ah, and he stands up with his crossbow ready, and you get the bead on him right across as he shoulders most of it. He takes a lot of the hit.
You
ain't
do have
happy.
the option to leave.
Too late.
I always tell you, running is always an option. But yeah, as you hit him, he takes damage and he kind of looks at you and kind of growls a little bit. And is that your full turn?
That's my full turn.
All right. So as
After I
you do
tell
that-
him, you can run.
as you do that. Oh yeah. All right. So as you tell him that, he looks at you and growls and then kind of smiles a little bit. You get shot in the back.
What?
4 of the 5 were glowing.
Yeah. Oh, there was another one.
You
Horrible.
dispatched this one. You went for this one.
Yeah.
So he got sneak attack damage. $14.
Ugh. Okay.
Don't die, cleric.
14 damage. As you feel this bolt enter your back, you kind of spin around and see this guy standing, or actually just kneeling with his crossbow up after he just fired it, smiling at you. He reaches behind him, pulls out another bolt, starts to load it in. As you feel a clunk to your back, where your shoulder meets the neck of a mace. Not bad. You only take 5 points of damage on that one.
Crap. Oh,
And Torsten is down. You guys are fighting Thieves Guild members. They're not high level, but they do use tactics.
mhm.
We should invest in some of those.
Right?
Should we?
Rusty,
We did. That's why we're here.
Hold on. Hold on.
Rusty, you see as one of the glowing pink figures stands and fires at you. He misses. And the second to have shown himself, behind the first guy to have shown himself, he actually raises his hand and scrack. Make a wisdom saving throw, please. Got to beat a 15.
Nope.
Oh man, buddy. So you feel as Riona drops her form, she's back into a human. You just have a human on your back. The lines go slack. You see Torsten drop as he's encountering a couple of them, as he downed one of them. You see one of them fire off towards Rusty, and you are just gonna start ripping into all these lines and getting them off of you so you can charge. And then your eyes glow, and you hear in your head, "Hey, buddy, why don't you help us out? Do your job."
I'm sitting on his back.
Right.
Daisy is right in front of him. working on getting lines free.
Awesome. Just
Yep.
awesome.
And it
Awesome.
is
My
Scrack's
turn.
turn. Yep.
Yep. Awesome. 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 Just awesome.
I guess I got a SWAT Daisy, huh?
You see your friends as enemies.
At least you can't see me at the moment.
SWAT. Daisy's right in front of me. Swatting Daisy.
Go for it.
Are you going to use full force on me?
You're my enemy. I hit you
He
with a
has
25.
to.
I believe 25
25.
hits.
And you take 7 points of damage.
Oh, damn it.
Daisy, you feel claws just rip into you as this screeching owlbear looks at you like you are the last steak at a sizzler.
And
I'm assuming I also fly back a bit away from him.
I wasn't swatting. Oh, I mean, I wasn't swatting you to shove. So it doesn't carry any kind of knockback.
Okay. So my turn?
Not yet. If that's
Okay.
Scrack's go, it'll actually be Rusty's turn.
All right. I'm running low on spells here, but bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Torsten.
Okay.
So he takes 6
Oh.
points of healing.
You take it like a champ, buddy.
You do. And with my action, I'm going to throw my dagger at the guy who just cast a spell.
Go for it.
20 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that
Nice.
hits.
For 3 points of damage. But is he concentrating on that spell?
He is. He is making his. Yep, got a 15.
I'm going to use, let me see if I can. No, I'm not going to do it. No.
So as your dagger hits him in the shoulder area, he's like, "Ah!" And you can see he's just locked eyes with Scrack, and he raises his hand and he grabs his shoulder. That's all he does. There you go.
Yep.
All right. Next up will be Daisy.
Where's that dickhead standing?
That particular one would be across the road.
Oh,
Oh.
was that the other guy that was with the
Yeah.
original dickhead?
Yeah.
I just want to step in real quick because Daisy is new to the campaign and new to Dungeons and Dragons. If you move out of Scrack's melee range, he has an attack of opportunity against you, and he is our enemy right now.
Okay.
Be
I do that.
forewarned. But you are a rogue, so you can use bonus action disengage, and then he cannot attack you.
It's true.
Oh,
Right.
You are a rogue. That is something that you can do. So I wanted to let you know that because you're still learning.
You're sneaky.
Um,
sneaky.
is it possible to disengage from him and shoot the guy with the spell with the psychic daggers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, because it
Yeah.
would be bonus action disengage
Yeah.
and then action to attack.
So basically,
Okay.
you would roll away.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Okay, then that's what I'm going to do. So for the psychic attack, it's an 18
Okay, that hits. Definitely.
and 8 damage.
8 damage to the guy who's holding Scrack in his thrall.
Yes. Yes.
You can see him standing there. Blood is coursing out of his shoulder as he's holding onto it, but he hasn't broken contact with his eyes on Scrack. And then you fling a psychic blade at him. What color is your energy?
It's purple.
Purple energy. Okay, you got a little Psylocke action happening. As you flip that out, you roll away from Scrack in one movement, disengaging from him and attacking. You take 6 points of damage because you're moving through that area.
Yeah, fuck.
But
Justin's
as
a
he,
real jerk with this stuff.
I'm gonna go hide behind a tree for the rest of this now.
no trees, it's all grass and road
I'm gonna
and
go hide behind
yeah.
the dungeon master right now.
But as you fling it, you see him get hit by this energy, and as it hits across him, he's like, ah! Scrack, your eyes focus a little bit, and you are now free again because you made him roll a 2.
Ah, yay.
So Scrack is free to do what Scrack does best.
Eat him. Eat him now.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I'm gonna set it up for you, Scrack. Just wait. Hopefully.
Leona, it is your turn.
Knocking on wood here. Seeing the magic user, I guess. I'm gonna look at him and focus and say, don't move. And I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
Okay, you gotta
It is
cast Hold Person.
a Wisdom 14.
All right, let me see.
Paralyzed, 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 paralyzed. I hate that smile.
He succeeded? Oh,
Yay! Okay, so he is paralyzed and he cannot make another wisdom save until the end of his next turn. So
Nice.
that is my action.
All right.
Bonus action. I don't know if I should do this, but I'm going to. Are we free of the sharpie, pointy, netty thing?
Nobody's done any freeing aside from the 2. So there's still 4 across and still 6 on the ground anyway. So it is
Okay.
still difficult terrain with damage.
Perfectly fine. I'm talking about the one that's over us.
There's
that
4
one?
still over you.
Still over us.
Technically, probably only 1 since you dropped down to human size again.
Let's I was wondering if no, I'm gonna just bonus action. I am going to shift into a shrew
Going tiny.
because then I can go under because it's just off the ground. I can
Yeah.
go doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
And you
Okay. As a farmer, you would know what a shrew is. So yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
and have it pulled up. It has a movement speed of 30 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to shrew my way to the guy that is not being held, and I would like to go up his pant leg.
So are you being
No, the guy that's not being held is asleep right now.
right?
Oh,
He's
okay.
So
The
are
one that's
you-
the one
the one that's being held.
the one that's being held. I'd like to go up his pant leg.
Okay. So here's the thing. You still have to get across the rough terrain.
Well, that you said it was off the ground just a little, and
Uh-huh.
so as a shrew, I'm gonna be underneath it.
You're gonna
Not
try to
going
go
over
underneath it.
Yeah, I'm trying
Give
to
me
wiggle my way through.
a wiggle check, doing a rusty move. Gotcha.
Basically, I
let's
learned
see.
from the best.
Right. So you feel like, okay, maybe being big wasn't good enough. So small. What's small? And a shrew pops in your head and you begin to shrink down into your shrew form. You hop off the back of Scrack and give me a dexterity check or an acrobatics check. I would like to see acrobatics personally.
I'm doing acrobatics for 13.
13 will work. 13 will work. You're just going under it, trying to do like a soldier, kind of just doing the trench move. You manage to avoid the majority of it.
I just
So I will
don't want to
say
lose
that
my movement speed,
As
basically.
small as you are,
Mhm.
coupled with the fact that the spikes are raised off the ground, yeah, I'll say that you are able to move.
Do I get to his pant leg and go up?
30 feet, you'd get to him.
I'm just on his shoe.
Yeah, we'll say you're on a shoe.
Just so I know where I am, on the
Yeah.
shoe.
You're on the shoe.
Okay. And
All
that's
right.
where I will end my turn.
All right. So after
there once
Rihanna,
was a shrew on a shoe.
there was. Torsten,
Yes.
you are laying on the ground. You feel a little bit better.
the the guy who hit me with the mace, is he within reaching distance?
Oh, he didn't even move. He saw you go down and he's like not even worried about you. He's readying his action for Scrack or Daisy or even Rusty.
So what you're saying is if I just attack him from the lying down prone position, it might even be considered sneaky.
You could probably kneecap him with a surprise, so I would give you advantage.
Awesome. I was gonna say, and he's glowing, so I've still got advantage.
Exactly. So yeah, I can't double the advantage. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for those of you who are watching, yes, I know this is D&D. You'd be like, oh, you have to get up first in order to attack. I've attacked people on the ground.
Right?
I've had people on the ground attack me. This is completely within the realm of reality in a fantasy land.
And this is total horse poop because I rolled 2 8s plus 3 equals 11. So
buddy.
unless his AC is 11,
It is a 12.
of course.
Of course.
So I'm just like, meh.
So as you flick your wrist and try to kneecap him, you graze the I'm having trouble remembering this particular piece of armor that covers the shin is the I can't think of it.
Breathe?
The greave.
Greaves. Thank
Yeah.
you. Greaves. As you hit his greave, he looks down. What the? But you've thrown him off his game a little bit, so now he has close combat with you using a heavy crossbow. So he's gonna have to shoot at disadvantage. What's your bonus action, buddy?
I just want to use my movement speed to stand up.
Okay, half your
Punch him in
movement
the
speed.
balls.
I want to stand up and face him down, maybe throw in a little intimidation, be like, bud, you could take me out, huh?
Sure. You don't have any bonus actions aside from that?
Nothing I can do now.
All right. So
If I had spells, yeah. If I'd have had a long rest, absolutely. But no, there's nothing I can do right now except
all right.
try to look mean, be like, haha, you thought you killed me.
Yeah, okay. So as you are standing there trying to be all intimidating and whatnot, doesn't quite work out. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. So as you do that, it is actually the bad guy's turn.
Shit.
We will deal with you, Torsten. You are being flanked, and there's still someone behind you. He sees you rise, looks over at you. 17. You have a 15 AC. Hits you for 5 points damage. You have another bolt in your back. You're like, ah!
You cheaters.
The guy in front of you, however, raises his crossbow to fire at you. And since you are in close combat with him, he's not able to raise it up in time as he fires it off. He got an 8. You see the bolt fly past your leg and bury itself into the ground. He shouts to the others, and they all look your direction. You still have a hit point if I counted right.
I do.
Do you have any reactions left?
Nope.
No reactions left. The
Run away.
fella who is trying to break your hold on him, Riona, does not succeed.
One for the shrew.
Bite him
Rusty.
in the balls.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, Rusty. Why do you have an 18 AC, Rusty?
16.
16? Oh, when I looked it up, it was 18. Okay.
I haven't equipped my shield yet, technically, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going off of your player on your D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond, helpful tool for all those that want to play. Really handy, especially for people that are new like Daisy.
Yay.
Not sponsored, but it's pretty cool. Rusty, we'll say you have an 18 since that's what's on your character sheet.
Sure.
Yeah. You raise your coat up, Batman-esque style, as you see someone aiming towards you, and you hear "Phoom," as you see a bolt sticking in your coat. And now it is Scrack's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, every
Good.
time I get a chance, like something happens to me.
You're free
Come
and
on,
clear
big
now,
boy,
buddy.
you can do
All right.
this.
All right.
Sort of.
So the magic user that charmed me. Do I
Uh-huh.
know who that is?
If you want to use your turn to do a history check.
No. I do
Okay.
not want to use my turn to do
So
anything
currently
stupid
you
like
are
that.
you're still prone. Or
Well,
not
hold on.
prone.
I was up when I attacked
Yeah,
Daisy.
You're not prone, you're just still you still have the wires going across you. So you have 4 wires going across you.
Mm-hmm.
So you could make a strength check to try to get out of it.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, try to break the hold.
Yeah. All right.
My wife brought me a shake.
Aw.
A 12.
12. As you stretch your back, you expect a lot more pull against you, but it is rather loosened due to the former body of Riona being so big on top of yours. So one of them slides off, the other one pricks into your back, takes 6 points piercing damage. But for the most part, we'll say you have one still going diagonally across you.
Okay.
You're able to shrug off the others.
All right. Does that take all my actions?
Do you have any bonus action?
Let's see. Bonus actions. I have a second wind. I'm going to take it. So D10 plus 3 hit points.
Go for it.
All right. I get 11 back.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Torsten. As you see Scrack moving and trying to get these ropes entangling him off, you see Scrack in his full power, and you see him kind of clench down on himself and then beef up a little bit as he regains his hit points, but you don't know that. All you see is as he swells up a little bit, his eyes glow. Spikes go from his great horned head all the way down to his tail, and spikes come out of his shoulders as blood begins to drip from his maw. And he looks over at you and goes, "Torsten!" You blink and he's back to normal.
What the what?
You don't know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
Was Torsten the only one who saw it, or did we
Yes.
see it too? Oh,
I'm having flashbacks.
I was gonna say it's kind of like when he saw that when I was a hag from the dagger thing.
yes.
But it is Rusty's turn.
Okay, so that one guy is paralyzed with a shrew in his pants.
On his boot.
On his
sir.
boot.
Okay, fine.
I'm not
Shrew on the
in the
shoe?
pants yet.
So a paralyzed
A girl
creature, you
can-
have advantage against them. So I am going to use my last guiding bolt on him.
All right.
And that'd be a nat 20.
Nice.
Yep, that's what I thought. Now, how do I roll that? That's a lot of big numbers.
Ooh,
Woo!
big numbers.
39 points of sparkly radiant damage.
Yeah.
So
Tiny little shrew just goes, "Whee!"
yeah, it flung off as the body flies
Right.
backwards, burning.
all the hair on you standing up. You're like a shrew puffball now.
You see this fella flying backwards, not even reacting because it's instant death for him. And as he falls backwards, it's slow motion as he just ash.
I have become death, destroyer of worlds.
Is that your go?
It's gonna go to his head.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
me.
It's already there.
So as Rusty completely obliterates the person, Daisy, it is your turn. There are
Well, I
still
don't-
4 crossbow wielding thugs and 1 guy asleep on the other side of the road.
How long has he
And
been
how far
asleep?
away am I from the guy asleep?
Been about 3 or 4 rounds.
Oh, yeah, 30-ish.
But it has all those wires.
Yeah.
Fuck. Because I
And-
really just want to drive a sword through his head.
Can't she attempt to move again and
She
do another
can,
dex save?
but if she
It's-
try, I wanted to let her know that if she tries to throw her daggers, it is at disadvantage because he's prone.
Well, no, I really just want to jump on him and drive a sword
Oh.
through his head.
Okay, I'm just letting you know if you wanted.
The reason why I allowed Riona to go was because I did mention that they were up off the ground a little
Mhm.
bit,
Mhm.
more of a tripping hazard or to grab the pant leg area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a shrew. Shrews are
No,
bears.
yeah. But I was just saying that you said that she could try to move if she made a dex save to avoid.
Yeah, I
getting-
figured 10 feet if she tried some acrobatics. She
Yeah.
failed, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could
but I
she try
really
again?
can't take any more than 6 hits of damage
Well, there you
or
go.
I'm done. So
Squeak, 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 squeak. That's from the shrew.
right.
That's my
Um,
advice.
How far away are the guys in the field?
About 30 feet from you.
And you'd have advantage.
If you want to
I'm gonna aim my last psychic blade at the closest hot pink guy with a crossbow.
the one engaged with Torsten.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Dirty 20.
That hits.
And we did a 6.
Nice. So Torsten, in your view,
F that asshole.
you kind of blink a little bit after seeing Scrack, and then suddenly you see this guy who drops his crossbow and reaches for his mace again, stops suddenly as this purple, like almost needle point of a dagger pops out of his eye from behind.
Actually, it looks more like a dildo.
Oh,
His
floppy thing poking out
Insult.
of the guy's eye.
more of an insult. So
Oh.
big purple dildo.
His eye just hanging there. And he's
God.
like,
I'm
fucked in
glad
his
we're
eye
18
socket.
and older.
right.
Mind X.
With mind.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
frustration. Lots of frustration.
He does fall forward dead, which means, Torsten, that you cannot be flanked next round unless somebody moves to take up the spot.
Good.
So no more advantage until that happens. So is that your go? Daisy?
That is my go.
All right, Daisy, you went. So Riona, the flying shrew, as you land a couple of feet behind, you see the guy.
Do I take any
fall.
damage flying off of him?
Small with
Do it-
field. I'd say it cushions.
I was gonna say I don't mind taking the damage because then I don't have to use bonus action to poof out.
You guys think I'm such a mean DM.
It's fine. Anyways, as a shrew, I run over to the guy that's asleep.
Okay.
Bonus action, I'm back to myself.
Okay.
Have him in the face.
I've never killed anyone before and I'm scared.
Okay.
So I pull out a certain dagger and I just poke him in the neck real gentle. Like I don't
Which-
stab him. I'm just
Which dagger do you use?
my dad's.
Okay.
Deep. Just enough so that, I could get it in the blood in the system.
Roll with advantage on your attack.
Oh, I don't want
She puts in just a tip.
it. Just a tip. Fuck, 22.
So you're nervous. You're like, You start to put it at the neck and you see the skin depress a little bit. And with everything that's going on, something loud happens as some guy goes, fuck, and you turn just in time to see a schlong hanging out of somebody's eye as they fall next to Torsten. And you look back and realize you jumped. And you didn't realize it, but it's a good 3 inches into his neck now.
So that's 6 points of piercing damage and 8 points of poison if he fails the con save of 15.
Well, considering that he was asleep, he failed that.
So a total of 14 damage.
Yeah. So you see him, his eyes open up, and he's like, his hand flies up and grabs where your hand is. And as he's just surprised at waking up with a dagger in his throat, he grabs it and he's like, and you're like, I'm sorry. And as you're shaking, you're actually opening it up more as blood gouts out and you see veins of green go across his face. His eyes finally roll
All
back.
going to be terrible.
And he
All
is
gonna be
dead.
Terrible. I'm just like, shh, it's okay. More to myself than anything. Yeah, just go back to sleep. It's okay. Shh. He's
His
asleep.
body bursts into flame. No, just kidding. All right, is that your go?
I stand and I turn and I'm just staring at everyone with a dagger.
Just blood all over your
Blood
hands.
going everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, Torsten,
I'm very proud,
Yes.
Riona.
you're up.
She's
You just saw a guy get a flabble worm through his eye.
I spin around to the guy behind me who's been attacking me from behind.
He looks a little surprised, yeah.
And I said, see, told you could have run. And I go to attack him.
Okay.
But he's not glowing.
No, he is not.
Yeah, there's 2 that are glowing that are a little further away, and the asshole that shot me in the back.
But he did see a dildo go through a guy's head.
He's
Yeah.
a little distracted, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it stopped where the balls hit the back of the head.
12.
A 12 hits. That's their AC.
Okay, good. I was gonna be mad up. 3 points of damage.
3 points?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You attacked with the mace?
Yep.
Okay. He stands there and he's like, oh. You hit him. It's like, ow.
Run, idiot.
All right. It's their turn. We are down. Is the
Oh,
let's see.
wheat field still on fire?
Yes.
Yes. Is it gaining on the other 2?
So as they are standing there, your view is you're helped with the bright pink glowing 2 that are still alive and firing off at different people. You've got the glow of the field, the glow of the fire from the camp. Everything is well lit at this point. But the 2 that are still glowing kind of look at each other and they're like, yep. And they turn around and they start booking it as fast as they can. The one that's engaged with Torsten, he kind of smiles and he goes, see you later. As he walks backwards into the field and disappears.
Smack
Does he
him,
get an
Torsten.
attack of opportunity.
Smack him.
Yeah, attack of
I was
opportunity.
going to say, let me get that attack of opportunity.
Make sure he knows
All right.
what he's messing with.
Make your attack.
Is that with advantage?
No, he's not glowing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's just walking backwards. It's
Yeah.
not like he turns his back on you.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not completely stupid.
I make a swish at him, but I don't hit him.
You know
I'm
what?
like, I'll see you too.
You just kind of did the bro nod thing,
Mhm.
reverse nod.
Yeah.
You were
Swish.
cooler.
Just kind of flip my mace at him, like, oh,
Mhm.
I'll see you too.
Yep. He smiles, and as he leaves, you hear him laugh a little bit, and he fades out. We are now out of initiative, ladies and gentlemen.
I walk back over to the fire and flop down.
No, you
Taking
don't.
6 points of damage.
Ah, crap.
Yeah,
As he
but we
walks
can
back,
see
he
it
falls
with
down.
all the light going on, so we
We're
should
not
be able to
fighting.
step
Yeah.
over
just-
stuff by
yeah.
now.
You would think, but it's still,
You're a dick.
I know.
Well, I really flopped down then.
Healing word is my last spell, Torsten,
Jeez.
as I fall to the ground in my knees. And you take 8 points of healing. And I'm sitting there on the ground holding the dagger, and you heal, and I'm just, yep, I'm done. No more spells, no more energy.
The field is on fire. The only tree that was anywhere near you is starting to smolder a bit. I would say that now that you're out of combat, you can carefully move the barbed strands away, or even bundle them up if you want. But yes, you do have.
Are these magical strands? Because that's a crap ton of damage. That's like more than a dagger. That's like a crap ton of damage they're doing.
It is. There were ways to mitigate that, but Daisy and Riona were the only ones that really tried to do that. Everybody else just moved right through them.
Can I pick up one of the crossbows to take with us when we leave?
Yeah,
that allowed?
there's- Yeah,
Hell
absolutely.
yeah,
You can loot to
motherfuckers.
your heart's content. We'll say that after a few minutes of removing or gathering up the difficult terrain strands, you can either set them aside or try to store them somehow. But Hall & Oates are still sitting there like WTF, looking around. Anybody trying to put out a fire or looting bodies? Or
I'm looting bodies.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over.
I was going to ask, with Druidcraft, I can snuff out a small campfire. So if I just slowly start snuffing the fire as I walk, I mean, it'll take time, but at least I'm
Yeah.
snuffing and then stepping and
Yeah,
stuff.
a
It's,
combination of all that, you can get it out in about 15, 20 minutes.
I'll help her with
I was gonna
prestidigitation.
say I'm helping just tamp it, smash it out, keep it from spreading.
Okay, it
I'm
takes 6
just-
burning damage. No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
stealing
Son of a-
everything that is
And
not
the cast
my
healing
mail.
word on him again.
Yeah.
Thorsten, just
I'm
go
gonna
lay
go
down.
over to the guy that Riona stabbed in the neck, and
Okay.
I'm
there are
gonna make a den out of his intestines.
There
Out of
are
his
2
torso.
bodies over there. One is very much burnt up from Rusty,
Right.
but it is still a body. I'm not going to completely Thanos snap him.
let
but,
Daisy go through that, then turn his intestines into a nest.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
too
go-
angry. I'm just.
We'll go over there and we'll go. Well, as he's pulling them apart, I'm taking what clothes he's shredding and throwing aside and going through looking for anything fun.
Okay. Whoever
Orders? Money?
wants to look
Weapons?
through the loot, possibly, go ahead
Let-
and make a investigation.
I was gonna say, we'll let Daisy do it because Rusty, Torsten, and me are doing fire, right?
Yep, and
That
Scrack is
explains why I
spreading
rolled
things
eight.
out.
Well, that blows. I got a 4.
Got a 4. Okay. So on this particular body, it's really hard because Scrack,
It's messy.
it's like those clawed things that people buy to pull
Did you-
apart the
yeah,
meat.
I have some of those, and that's what I'm thinking of. I'm like
Exactly.
doing some pulled pork.
It's just everything's going everywhere. Clothes are being shredded. intestines, meat, bone. The guy is not looking too good, but you see Scrack kind of stomp around in the newly spread out person like a
Mhm.
dog trying to get into the right position before.
Just go look at the other dead body. Leave that one alone.
That's what I'm gonna do. Scrack, we'll take you down to the river before we leave. Because that's a smell we don't need following us. Playing in intestines. It's like having a 2-year-old.
I don't know what 2-year-old you've been watching. Probably mine. Anyway, so Daisy, make another investigation check.
Do. Don't be an asshole. Jeez Louise, 6. I
6.
can't find shit.
Yeah,
It all
it's
got burnt up.
it's a pretty charred body. You do find something though. You find a single copper piece that does not look charred whatsoever.
Woo!
Mm.
You get a penny.
There's something special about
Probably.
it?
Mark it down.
Yeah.
It's Justin. Mark it
Is it
down.
like a guild token or something?
Right. See,
It
that
looks,
would come in handy.
it looks completely like a normal copper piece.
Once the fire is out, I will go with Rusty over to one of the dead bodies in the field,
Okay, there are 2 of them.
and I will what do we do, Rusty? Do I bury them? Do I flame them? We just put out all that fire. I probably shouldn't do that.
Maybe Scrack is hungry.
I think Scrack's a little busy right now as we look over, and he's just like in a dead body.
Whatever
trying-
you do,
yeah.
don't. I want to see the thing through the eye before you disturb it, because
Doesn't it disappear?
I
'Cause
want to see
it's-
what's left of him.
Oh, well, there's like 2 of them. I'm
Because
asking.
remember, this is the first time I've ever used these
Mhm.
powers,
Mhm.
so I don't know what actually. I haven't gotten to
What you're
practice with them, so
capable
I
of?
want to see what
Right.
happens afterwards.
I was trying to offer Rusty assistance in investigation, basically. I was setting it up for him. Like, hey, what do we do? Do you need my help?
Why would I need your help?
Fine, don't take advantage. Now walk away. You can look at the dead body by yourself.
Why
There's
am I
2
the
of
one
them.
looking at it?
It's because I feel like you would do better than Daisy because Daisy's having a hard time investigating.
Yeah.
I was trying to give you advantage. I'm gonna go look at the other dead body with Daisy and just give her advantage.
Let's see.
I'll
what-
check out that dead body then.
All right.
Seems to be my lot. So that's a 9.
You should have took my advantage. I'm gonna go to Daisy and we're gonna look at the guy with no eye.
So the guy that you looked at as your fairy fire is dissipating from his body. Not as much light, so you're kind of wishing you had some of that back, but you do find that he has 14 silver pieces, 1 gold,
Okay.
and he has a heavy crossbow, 14 bolts left, and a wineskin.
So I'll go over to where Daisy's looking at the other guy with no eye, because that guy where her mind dagger went in, and I will watch and assist her as she investigates the body. Like, oh, did you see that? What about that? So she can have advantage on investigation.
Let's see if I can.
See if that helps any.
I got 14.
Advantage means you get to roll again. See if you get a
Oh.
higher one.
Mhm.
Yay! I like this. Advantage is fun.
Advantage is fun.
We'll stick with the 14.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find money wise 32 copper pieces.
Sweet.
You find 6 silver, 2 gold. You find a mace and a crossbow. the heavy crossbow, sorry. Still has 14 bolts, just like the other guy. But you do find as you remove the black oiled cloth and start searching the insides of his coat, you do find a mask and a rock.
Kinky. And a
A
rock.
A rock?
Mask and a rock.
What kind of messed up fetish is that?
I look at Daisy and ask if I can see the mask.
What kind of messed up fetish is that? Asks the woman with the psychic dildos.
Hey, frustration goes a long way.
But no
Um,
kink shaming here.
I hand her the mask and the rock.
Okay.
Is, there
Rock?
is a rock like shiny? Could be a dirty gemstone
It
or like
is
selenite.
a rock about the size of a hand, so a fist size rock, but it has a hole carved through it with a leather strap.
Hagstone.
Hagstone. That's what I was just thinking.
Basically, yeah,
It's hagstone.
but a very large one.
Doesn't
so-
matter.
Most hagstones are about yay big, but that I've collected anyway.
Oh,
but
honey.
This one, yeah, not too many around us, but this one's about fist size, and it's got a sturdy leather piece going through it. It's not wide enough to put around the neck, but you can tell it's big enough to carry it by. And
I could spin it around and use it as a slingshot.
It could have been a good luck
not
charm.
really, not really. But yeah, it's just a black river stone looking rock about that size with a hole. The mask,
Mhm.
it is a light, almost balsa wood, but it's very finely carved into a face of a barn owl.
Ooh. Hey, is that the guild insignia?
Nope.
Since they had an owlbear?
Nope.
Men have
did-
no imagination.
I examine the mask and I'm looking around and just kind of fiddling with it. Do you want the mask or the stone? Can I have one?
I'll let you keep the mask since you have the ability with the animals.
I give her the stone, hagstone with leather strap, and I take the mask and I just put it on my head, not really wearing it yet, like it's up.
Okay.
Now that I've cooled down a little bit, I got to look at I want to look at the head, probably separated head from the body that I've
Oh,
been.
I would
spreading
say
out.
it's a definite possibility.
Do I recognize who it was?
Make a history check.
10.
10. You know, throughout the city, there are leaders of different areas of the organization. This guy, you kind of recognize. He wasn't the head honcho, but you know, he was probably
I've seen
like
him
a
around
sergeant.
at meetings and kind of thing in the
Yeah.
background.
As you're looking at him, make a perception roll for me.
All right. 14.
14. So as you're kind of looking, you see some of the clothing scattered around. You do see what looks almost like a very small leather case. It's pretty well made. It's a cylindrical case. It is a red, it looks like a red reptile leather. But as you move it out of what scraps are left of him and his coat,
Right.
it does come open and there is a scroll inside.
I use a claw and unroll the scroll.
Okay. You know these people were looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
but you see a close approximation of a drawing,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a wanted poster.
Hmm.
And it is for 15,000 gold pieces
Damn.
of Daisy.
Right.
That's all? What a bunch of cheap asses.
We're really
look-
poor.
Looking
That's
over,
like-
looking over Scrax's shoulder. What did you do?
I picked up a shiny rock. I thought it was something that I have at home. And well, they got upset about it. I was just going to return it back to nature where it belongs. Or my house, which would look so much nicer.
Fair enough.
Still, not that much.
It's only the gross domestic product of a small country for a year,
Maybe.
but it's not that much. It's fine.
Well, if we are all done, defacing the dead, may I make the suggestion that we get the F out of here?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
I
we
agree.
gotta go.
We need to find a safe space because I really need to rest. Dying
You
twice in one
clerics and
night
your
will really
safe
take it out of you.
places.
We gotta get out of here. The guild's not gonna sit still for this.
No, and they're going to keep coming after us. So the further away we can get, the better.
Yeah. Having not really been very sneaky on running out of town as fast as you did, quite a few people saw a owlbear with a bunch of people. Yeah, it was kind of easy for them to track you for a little bit. So, you guys heading where?
We're heading on our northeasternly path toward where we want our final destination, or our current final destination.
Right.
Just making with a little bit of haste, and maybe try to find a small
Actually,
town or
we're going
something.
slowly, trying to cover our tracks as we go.
Sure, however you want to put that.
I'm
just-
laying in the back of a cart, just staring at the sky.
Gotta get off the road.
All right. So as you gather up and harness Hall and Oates, you end up making your trek as the sky begins to lighten a bit.
We'll keep
the
Scrax
oncoming-
and Daisy in the cornfields, like following alongside of the road, so that people really only see a paladin walking with a cart of alpacas or llamas.
Now, understand the landscape is farmland, but it's not endless fields of wheat. But making sure to cover your tracks as best as you can, making haste. And in this early morning, you're not going to see too many people on the road to begin with. So as you head towards the mountain range, as the sun crests over the land, we're going to take a break.
Cool. I gotta go
Break
get
it
something to drink.
is.
Hi, my name's Rusty. Allow me to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a forest gnome. I'm approximately 3.5 feet tall. I have sandy blonde hair and gray eyes. I'm always immaculately dressed, topped off with my signature hat. I enjoy long walks on the beach and talking about my crazy conspiracy theories.
My character, Riona Hyrath, is a human who lives on a little farm outside of Jessup's Nest. She grew up on this farm with her father her entire life. It's always been just the two of them. But a few years ago, he was called to go fight in a war and hasn't returned yet, sending letters whenever he gets a chance. With him gone, Riona has to pick up the mantle and take charge, caring for all the animals on the farm, giving a little special care to her two favorite llamas, Hall and Oates. Over the years, she learned how to crochet and knit as well as make her own yarn. Using her skills, she would sell her products in town, and with any spare coins she could muster, she would buy books. These books told her about adventures outside of the little town she lived in, and she's always wanted to go on her own adventure. But tending to the farm and caring for the house is now her job, and she's content with her job. It's her lot in life, spending her days doing her chores, reading, and waiting for her father to come home. Rihanna couldn't ask for more.
Dason Stormson, or Daisy to her friends if she had any, left the military because that was a bad decision on her part. Now she traipses around looking for shinies to add to her collection. Unfortunately, however, she did run afoul of the local thieves guild, which left her tied to a post facing a very hungry-looking owlbear. But that owlbear spoke her name. Now, they are the best of friends.
When you first look at Torsten, you'll probably notice that his face looks like it hurts all the time. And it does. Torsten had just taken the Oath of Tyr to join the priesthood as an acolyte with a wish to become a full cleric. Then the band of demons attacked. In his zealousness, Torsten painted his face in the pattern of the war clerics and set about to keep his family safe with his faith. Torsten was taken by the raiding demons, tortured at their camp, and given a gift by the demon leader. The once woad-colored face paint Torsten wore is now an abyssal scar burned into his flesh that will never heal. He was sent back to the chantry the next day so the people could see the punishment for having faith in goodness, but it had the opposite effect because Torsten would not cry. He did not wince or shy away when the people saw him. He simply told them that it was his hope and faith in their God of justice that brought him through the darkness, and his scars are proof that hope can endure. Not knowing if his family is dead or alive, his hope and faith will only continue to grow as he awaits the chance to see them again, either in this life or the next.
As Carbone split her hair, Fairy built a hook. I'm a stonemason by trade, fire by circumstance. I don't give much of a damn for anyone, except for to pay me for my trade. With the exception of Rihanna. She's a good kid. I fought in the wars. For my troubles, I got a scar across my right side of my face and throat. That's the reason I talk the way I do. Which is hardly at all. I'm done.
Hey, everybody, we're back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, as you were all traveling down the road, trying to get away from the carnage and burned fields and lick your wounds a bit, you are heading northeast to a mountain range.
All right.
Seeking out, who was it? Anybody got that note?
I have that note. We are looking for
Was it Max?
no. We are
Or
looking.
Maximilian.
We're not looking for Max. We're looking for. Ah, crap! I'm like going through all my notes now.
Some other dildo?
So before you guys left the town, as Davidos was trying to recover, he did say, seek out Karis de Boer.
I just found that note. Karis de Boer. Karis de Boer. I have a lot of notes, guys.
Karis the Boar. Gotcha.
Yes, and that's at the mountain range. Who will tell us where to go to find Max? Because I have to go to Karis de Boer
Okay.
first.
So
Well,
is it just farmland that's surrounding us right now?
mostly there's
Any kind of groups of trees or
small ones. There's scrub brush, unused land as far as farming goes. You guys can make the direct path across the fields if you like.
yeah,
So
we got to get off the road.
Are there
Uh,
any homesteads, farmsteads, villages, churches, lean-tos, caves?
Anything that we might be able to get some sleep.
Yeah.
It is fields, but as you travel throughout your day, you manage to stay off the road. Traveling across the fields, for the most part, it is flat. A few trees here and there, but the mountain range, while it looms in the background of your everyday lives at Jessup's Nest, you're not too far away from it. It is the Sindaria or the Rouge Ridge mountain range. It's either called the Sindaria by the locals or by everyone else, the Rouge Ridge. The mountains are short by mountain standards, but they are wide ranging. There is only one cleft near where you are, and that's the only broken spot in the range. One side is Dracia, and the other side is called the Eloquin. And before the range, there is a town called Norwick. Now, the Rouge Ridge
before
mountain
we get to
range-
that town, we've got to
Mhm.
stop and rest. We don't want to be in a town next to a town that has a thieves guild trying to kill us, because they're probably going to have contacts and communication. We got to be someplace out of the way.
So Torsten would have a map.
I do have a map.
Yeah. And Torsten, if you look at the map, you can let people know that the town of Norwick, where it was indicated that a possibility of where Karis lived is nestled between the two areas of mountain range. The Rouge Ridge Mountains are almost a deep red in coloration, no snow cap on them. It's why they're also called the Sindaria mountain range. But yeah, there's, as far as the map indicates, it is a small town and no other towns around it, not for a ways.
I'm thinking if we can get, if the three of us, and I pointed myself, Torsten, Rusty and Riona, if the three of us can get into town and get some rest, some proper rest, and recoup a bit, we could meet back up with you two if you guys lay low outside of town.
Yeah.
How far are we from town?
Not too far. You can make it there by mid-afternoon.
I mean,
that's fine.
the cart's already having to hold me up to walking.
That's fine.
I'm tired, but if you guys, I think we'd be able to get into town and be able to get some sleep without too much trouble.
Would you guys be okay alone?
Yeah, we'd be fine.
Sure. I can dress more like a boy, so it wouldn't be quite so obvious.
So, Daisy, why don't you link our minds?
You can't. You have to be within a mile. Are we going to be that close?
A mile is a really far away when you're walking.
That's a long way, and these towns can't be that big, right?
Yeah,
No, it's not.
I have enough. I don't know if I have enough for that.
you don't have the spell slot for it.
She needs sleep too.
It was pretty draining for all of you.
Okay, wait. How long till we get to town? You said about midday.
Yeah.
So at least 4 hours.
Roughly.
What do you say we just pull over and take a
Why not-
short
well-
rest
well,
and deal
Daisy-
with the rest after
Daisy,
that?
Daisy, why don't you climb in the back with Riona and take a nap and recover your strength while we go towards town. And then when we're ready to split off, you can connect our minds.
Okay.
And that way, if there's trouble, you just sound the alarm and we'll all come running.
I can do that.
All right.
Question.
Sure.
How big is this cart
This card
compared
is
to
mainly-
specifically Scrag?
Oh, Scrack would not be able to fit in it. In fact, Scrack would break it.
I could
This cart is being
I could
pulled
pull it
by-
though.
Yeah, you could absolutely pull it. It is built to harness up one or both, at most, llamas. And it is usually meant for carrying blankets and coats and hats and whatnot. So a human, standard size human, and maybe someone smaller could sit up front. A normal sized humanoid could lay down in the back.
Yeah, y'all can. I mean, I can just pull the thing.
Well, then whatever would Hall and Oates do?
They can walk behind,
What? What?
tied to the back of the cart.
That's definitely a that's an option.
I mean, I got a big
Why couldn't-
blanket. We put it over Scratch, make him a little less obvious. Have him pull the cart. Have
So,
Hall and Oates.
Scrack,
Yeah.
as you're all trying to figure this out, are you actively wanting to hide?
I would prefer it, because clearly I'm a danger
Okay.
to everybody.
So when you're actively wanting to hide, I need you to roll a d20 for me, please.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome. Always good.
Seven.
7? Okay.
Mhm.
So this is the first time in this trip that you've truly wanted to hide since leaving the side of Davos Busby.
Right.
He
That's about
gifted
right.
you a necklace.
Yes. Yeah, I've been meaning to ask what that necklace is all about.
As you feel this strong urge to be hidden, but stay
Mhm.
with your companions, you have 20 charges
Okay.
on this necklace.
All right.
You can renew 3 charges per week,
Okay.
but for your first time using this necklace, whether intentionally or not, it's taking the 7 charges. And as you are trying to figure out about whether you should be pulling the cart or hiding in the woods, you just want to be less conspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, as your companions look at you, they look a little weirded out by you, as you yourself cannot see this, but they see your feathers and fur disappear and are replaced with sinuous, bulging, green-skinned muscle, as a huge ogre begins plotting in place of the owlbear.
Are ogres well thought of in these parts?
More than an owlbear.
Yeah. All right.
Just gonna blanket.
We'll say that he's got like a furry loincloth on.
Sir,
Yeah.
Definitely a boy now.
Yeah. I am unacquainted with whatever little pruderies these people are.
Scrack, what? How did you do that? Do this.
what?
Do this.
Do what?
Do this.
You're not an animal.
Scrag, as you look at your hand or your paw, you clack your nails, and you can see a vague outline of fleshy sausage-like fingers
Okay.
with long, dirty, broken nails.
But I still kind of see my regular hands,
Yeah.
my regular
You
paws.
see yourself. It's an illusion, basically.
Yeah, yeah. What do I look like to you?
Ogre? Orc? Ogre? You're green.
Ogre.
Ogre?
Not an owlbear.
Most definitely not an owlbear.
But yes, you see a very large, slightly chunky but very muscular ogre on all fours.
You could stand, I think.
I stand up.
Okay.
I look.
That makes things a little easier, right, guys?
I don't
Best
know.
best to act as humanoid as possible, my friend. 'Cause the
I'm a human.
the
I'm wearing
outs-
pants.
The outside looks great. Just to sell it, just don't talk too much and stay on two legs.
Now, Daisy,
Okay.
do you think
All
you can cinch up a little bit, and I will lend you my hat and glasses to make you a little bit less conspicuous.
Oh, doll, I don't need that. I
You
have
sure?
I have a full on I'm a boy outfit in my bag.
Well, so do I, but
boy. And so I'm good. It's how I got in the military in the first place.
Yeah, man.
don't ask, don't tell.
So Daisy changes to a boy, Scrax an ogre, and we're heading into town. I'm gonna spoon Daisy in the back of my cart while we're going, because Daisy needs to sleep. So do
Being
I.
a half elf. Being a half elf, she only needs about 4 hours.
I'm gonna take a small nap with her so I get my short rest before we get to town.
That leaves Torsten and Rusty. Torsten, you can ride in the front on the seat. Rusty can sit next to you.
It's a very full cart.
The very, very full cart.
Yeah. You see Hall and Oates, they're both harnessed, and you see them pulling a little more than they usually do, giving you dirty looks. They're used to just carrying bundles of their wares, but yeah, now we got a bunch of freeloaders. But yes, as the trek across hill and dale and all the areas in between, time passes relatively quickly. Rusty, if you would give me a D20, please.
Okay. Guess I hit the wrong button and have to refresh.
How dare you?
11.
11. Okay. The sound of the plodding feet of the llamas and the sound of an owlbear / ogre plodding alongside, trying to walk on 2 feet, dropping to 4, popping
Yeah.
back up for a little bit, dropping back down to 4, trying to get the hang of it. The sound of the creaking wheels going over small gopher holes and whatnot. It kind of lulls you a little bit. The day is crisp and cool for an autumn day, but Torsten's a big guy and he puts out a lot of heat. And you find yourself getting a little a little dazed, a little sleepy yourself. And as you blink once, blink twice, close your eyes for just for a second. You open your eyes and it is nighttime. The land in front of you is the same, but the sky is on fire.
Well, that's not good.
As you look around at the sky, you see large winged scaled beasts zipping in and out of the burning clouds. And as one flies low on the horizon, it skims the ground. And as it's skimming the ground, you're watching it, and your eye catches a figure standing in the middle of a road, all dressed in black, hood up, completely black, everything except for the eyes. They glow bright white. You see its hand reach up like this and then point as it turns towards the mountain range. And you see these vines crawling over the mountains like giant tentacles. And a screech. And then you wake up.
Crap, crap, crap. I think I had one of those visions again. And I will relay to the group what I seen as I'm rooting through my pack trying to find the potion that Davidos gave me.
I'm asleep spooning Daisy.
I yell it loud enough to wake you up.
Yeah, you've had time.
Rusty, are you okay?
I don't know. I'm gonna drink this thing that Davidos gave me and see if I am.
Do you drink it?
I drink it.
Okay. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 12.
12. Okay. So as you guys are getting close to the town, you've had enough time for your short rest for the 4 hours. Or long rest in Daisy's case. Scrack, you have an 8-hour time limit.
Okay.
So 4 of those hours have been used up.
All right.
Uh,
And you
Torsten
said
had
that this has 20 charges and it used 7 to do this?
7 for the first time, yes.
Oh, okay.
Depending on how you are perceived, it takes different charges.
I see.
But you get back charges, 3 charges once a week.
Righto.
Torsten, were you taking a short rest as well?
No, I'm a little too focused on getting to town, and
Okay.
it's hard to do when you're sitting up and making sure the sleeping gnome next to you doesn't fall off the cart.
So speaking of the gnome, as he goes crap, 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 and wakes you all up or out of your daze, as Torsten maybe, he gives you all that information, and you see him rummaging through his coats, and he pulls out a vial and pops that cork and just immediately starts downing. And you see him smack his lips a little bit and wait. And then you see a smile begin to play across his lips. And everything's good, man. Everything's great.
You good, buddy?
Oh yeah.
You are feeling so relaxed. Oh my gosh. Your mind.
I grab onto the back of his shirt just to stabilize him, or the back of his coat just to stabilize him.
Oh yeah, put on the shades.
You look like you're feeling pretty good.
This would
No
be
pain,
like,
man. No pain.
This would be the equivalent of smoking a lot of marijuana and taking 3 Xanax.
I've
Oh,
been there. It's good.
So as you
Maybe
are
take just a sip next time.
so as you are unwinding, man.
Maybe
Your
maybe we should
mind.
pop open one of those casks of cider.
I think you're fine.
I think you should have shared.
Your mind is unwinding, man. You are so relaxed. And then the thoughts free flow, man. They free flow like viscous liquids, intertwining but never joining together, just folding over and in and out of each other. You look at Torsten, and Torsten's face starts doing the same thing, but it's cool, man. The colors. And then you start thinking, do I have a birthmark? And you start looking around and you realize, birthmarks, man. That's how birthmarks show how you died in a previous life. And then your mind begins wandering a little bit more. You start thinking about your time in the school and all of these sculptures of past students and philosophers and the deans, and you realize that those weren't sculptures, man. Those were victims of a gorgon. Had to be. Did you see the detail? Down to the little creases around the eyes. What if oxygen shows us everything that's false and drugs tell you the truth, man?
Seriously, you should have shared.
It's not the
That's
circle
just
of
like
life.
your opinion, man.
It's not the circle of life. It's the circle of dice. And it moves us all, depending on what the face is when it lands face up. But whose face is it?
I poke Rusty.
You know, some people think that the world we live on is round. Other people, they think it's flat. Man, you don't get it. We live on an isohedron. And no matter what side is up, man, that's how things are going to be.
Poke.
Okay.
You're going to be this way for the next 6 hours.
Oh, God damn it, he's
can't-
useless.
Jeez.
Only a slight
Or-
change.
Or
I really
he's
can't
more
wait to get
useful.
some sleep.
Okay, so how far away from town now with a high gnome?
You are coming up on it. It is within reach.
You know, you see a lot of high elves, but you don't see that many high gnomes.
I'm gonna lift,
Not quite the high.
put
we
him
were
in the
thinking
back
of.
of the cart, and move my way to the front of the cart. Like I put him in the back, I get in the front. He's now Daisy's problem.
So as big as Torsten is, it was already a tight fit with Rusty. So
Mhm.
he said Riona's got the full hips, so it's going to be like
I'm
one
basically
cheek-
sitting on Torsten.
Yeah, you got one cheek on, one cheek off.
You're
That's
gonna
what-
find out real quick that not all priests are eunuchs.
Don't worry, you'll get kicked off my cart.
But as you slide around and switch seats, Rusty gazes at Daisy, who does her best to dress like a boy and just completely gobsmacked, just jaw open, eyes wide at the transformation. Granted, you just put your hair up into a hat and put on male clothing. And
Took the corset off, so I fuller. I fill
There you
out the
go.
clothes now.
there you go.
When did we start traveling with this dude?
Rusty, go to sleep.
Me, Daisy.
I don't think I'm ever gonna sleep again.
Then you see the flickering image of Scrack.
Go
Oh,
to
God.
sleep.
Fireball!
Glad you can't cast it.
Right?
As we're heading to town, I'm
Helen.
fiddling with the Busby necklace.
Sure.
Just fiddling with it.
Still chilly to the touch.
I'm just fiddling with it and thinking of Busby and hoping he's okay.
Okay. So you pass under what could be considered or pass beyond what could be considered a fence line, and there is a structure that you pass under, and on top of it mostly says Town of Norwich, although there's a couple of missing letters. It's dusty and desolate. Where you were before here had the scrub brush and some crabgrass and whatnot, but the closer you get to town, the less lush, until it gives way to this dusty area.
Hey guys, I just realized something. My name spelled backwards is Dusty.
Sure, it is.
I'm gonna
I th-
walk up by
I
Scrack
thought it
now.
would be. I thought it would be Yitzer.
Don't encourage him, Torsten.
That's not a real word. Or is it?
I get
Think
off the
on
cart
that.
and I'm walking next to Scrack as well. I'm just like, nope.
The town is small. The buildings, they are made for use and purpose, not so much aesthetic. They are not the fanciest things. This was a town that was built quickly and then never improved upon, we'll say. There's about 12, maybe 15 buildings, and a couple of those look like homes, others look like businesses, but everything is a dull shade of gray and rusty dirt. It's in disrepair for the most part. There are brambled vines growing on a few of the buildings. These vines are not green. They are almost black. They're dark brown, almost black. They do have thorns. It's almost like blackberry bushes have overgrown across the back end of the town and going up into the range.
I look for. I'm looking around for the building with the most noise coming out of it.
Silent.
Of course,
What
it is.
little sound you can make out is some dust, some debris hitting some of the glass, the creaking of hinges or chain holding up signs. A lot of the paint has given way to the elements, but as you look around, you can tell that nobody has really been around here for quite some time.
Rusty's in the back of the wagon, jacket and shirt off, hands in the air. I love this song.
I saw a stable as we were coming into town. That might be the safest place to put. It's on the other side. Might be able to find a place for the rest of you to rest for a little while.
Yeah,
I
there's a stable area.
feel like we need to find DeBoer.
Well, not everyone got to rest on our.
I
did.
didn't even rest either. I just got a short rest, but if Busby says to find her, then that's who we should find, and maybe she'll let us stay at her house. But I don't even see an inn here.
That's why I was saying the stables, because at least we can get Hall and Oates and
But
the Owlbear out of the way. Doesn't look like there's many people in this town. Might be safer than
Yeah. How long has it
being
been?
cornered inside.
How long has it been?
For your transformation,
Yeah.
you still have about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
how about
Does
Okay.
the map show anything beyond this?
It shows a it shows a roadway which leads from the town between the separated mountains of Dracia and Eloquin. And then it's forest past that mountain range.
How long would it take us to get to the mountain range?
Well,
How much further away
the
is it?
town is nestled right between
Okay,
the peaks.
This
So
is our last stop, basically.
until we go into the woods.
basically, it'd take you a few hours to get to the woods.
The stables isn't a bad idea to see if anyone's at least there. Maybe someone's running the stables.
How long until sundown?
As it stands, probably about 4 hours.
Basically, when Scrack turns into a pumpkin.
It's gonna turn into a pumpkin.
Do we,
Yes, Rusty.
Rusty, just be quiet. Do we want to try to make it to the forest? We don't know what's in there.
No.
We don't know if it would be safe.
No, let's just pick a house and sleep in it.
Sleep. Man, we should go dancing.
Rusty, I'll take you dancing.
I'm gonna walk
Okay,
to the
dude, let's go.
stables. Daisy, take Rusty somewhere.
I'm going to.
Connect us all brainwise, though.
Mm-hmm.
Give me just a minute.
You don't want to do that.
Don't connect Rusty. Please.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try this for the first time, guys. My action's gonna be casting silent or psychic whisper
Mhm.
on everybody but Rusty. Or I can hear him, but no one else can. So we can at least keep an eye on him if he wanders off. I will take one for the team.
Okay. So you're
And-
basically the filter.
Yeah. But that I said I'd take him dancing too, so.
So if you take care of Rusty, I will take Scrack and Torsten towards the stables so we can set Scrack up to watch the llamas and I can see if
Yeah.
anyone's even there.
Sounds good. We're gonna go explore and looks like there used to be a saloon, bar,
Mhm.
dance hall. Rusty will have a good time.
So
be able-
as you are looking around the town, I'm assuming that you've been walking and talking the whole time.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
So as you're making your way into the center of the town, there is a platform that's dilapidated. The stairs are falling on the sides of it. You can tell that it's not been used. There's a few different buildings. One looks like it might have been like a mercantile. There is another building that looks like at one point it might have been a blacksmith's. But the building that looks like the front has been swept, the glass is still in place, and it doesn't have doors opening, closing with the wind, is close to the center of the town. It's very unassuming. You can see it had a sign. It's very faded. The longer you look at it, you can see that it was some type of clothier, whether it was a dress shop or haberdashery or something. But you can still see like mannequins in the window.
There's just like,
That's not
Still people
unsettling at
there.
all.
you guys are seeing this too, right?
Yes, Rusty, I can see. Are
Um,
they moving for you?
Are they moving for you?
No.
Okay,
But you're on
good.
a different level than I am right now.
In fact, Daisy, as you are connected to Rusty, everything looks normal except it's a constant changing color scheme. It's like everything has its own moving rainbow.
Can I
This
is
smell?
very-
Can I smell any signs of anybody or anything other than us?
It's really
Absolutely
pretty,
go for it.
Rusty.
Daisy, you can also hear this really thumping beat in the background.
Do, 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 do.
I think we might have found our
Or
dance hall,
15.
guys.
Okay, 15. As this ogre is walking on all fours, he stops, lifts his head a little bit, and you see the nostrils flare. And Scrack, all owlbears have just one color of eye. It's not an iris and pupil situation, it's just all one color, usually red. But you see this yellow iris and tiny pupils in these bloodshot eyes looking all around as the nostrils flare. And from that building that I described last, you can smell food. Like there's chili. Definitely someone using a fire.
Someone's in there.
Well, shall I have a knock?
Prestidigitation. I want to make sparklers in my hands.
Okay. As
I'm
you
gonna
do
walk up-
Your
prestidigitation,
clothes on.
you have sparkles coming out of your fists. You don't actually create sparklers, but you do have a little bit of a jazz hands moment.
Gonna look at Torsten, look at Rusty, shrug, and go and knock on the door.
I'm gonna stand back, sort of away from the door a little bit. Stand with the cart and the llamas.
Try
I'm
to look a little
standing-
unintimidating.
Yeah, and just look like a footman ogre.
I'm standing just behind Riona in all my tallness.
Rusty and I are over to the side, and he didn't notice that I tied a rope around his waist, so he can't get away.
Whether
him
you
on a
noticed or
leash.
not, you know.
He's on a
Yeah, wha-
leash.
And it sparkles as far as he can see.
So who's knocking?
I'm
Rihanna?
knocking.
Okay. As you knock, no answer.
Wait a few seconds. I turn the handle. Is
Open.
it locked?
Opens right up.
Open the door. And I kind of just, Karis DeBoer? Because that's the only person I know in this town.
How loud do you say that?
Like I'm kind of like shouting into the house, just like, Karis DeBoer? Hello?
Scrack, you
Ah.
feel a cold blade at the back of your neck.
Hmm.
And you hear a voice go, "The hell do you want?"
I turn around. Are you Karis?
It's pronounced cherish.
Cherish? Busby sent me.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, think. Tome sent me. Does that work?
A book sent you?
Oh, God damn it. A stupid gnome who is a stupid person sent me here. Okay. He's like this big. He does ice out of his hands. And I'm looking for Max as well. Do you know a Max?
As she's standing there with this gaze at you and this blade on the back of this ogre version of Scrack.
What's the name of their group?
You're gonna make me dig through my notes, aren't you?
Yes.
She goes,
The draft. It's the
Draft.
draft. Woo!
No.
without removing the blade from Scrack's neck, she goes, "Wait, are you actually looking for Karis?"
Yes. I was told to come find her.
Him.
Him? Oh, Karis DeBoer, him. I don't know. Well, you know, let's call him my grandpa. My grandpa gnome told me to come here to
That
find
was my
Karis
dad.
DeBoer.
He died years ago. What do you need?
Oh, fuck.
Language.
Sorry. Oh, fudge.
Did you just really language?
Sorry.
I'm looking for Max, and I was told he might know where he is. Maximilian or Like, I don't know. And I start fiddling with the necklace. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. Someone else talk, please.
We're on a quest to save the world.
Everybody, someone else besides him talk.
I'm just looking at Daisy like, language? Really?
Dude,
She's
I
like,
have
"Okay, you're
disco
not-
going in my head because of Rusty. So I'm just all do.
You're not here to kill me then.
No,
No.
not even a little bit.
No, we actually need somewhere to hide and sleep and then head to find Max.
She
I mean,
sheathes her
we
blade
did
and
just
walks
kill like what,
through all
3-4
of you.
people.
Rusty, shut up.
Stops.
They
and
were
gives
trying to
you
kill
side
us.
eye.
He drank something. That's why he's like,
I don't care. I don't care.
okay. What's your name?
I told you. Cherish.
Cherish. Okay. Hi, Cherish. I'm Riona. That's Scrack.
I
That's
really don't care.
okay.
And she walks past and she says, "Don't open up my door without my permission. Thank you." As she walks in, she just slams it.
Maybe we send the gnome in.
Thaumaturgy. I open her windows.
I pull out a gold piece, and I wrap on her door with the gold piece.
She opens up the door. What?
I hold up the gold piece and I go, "This is for you if you can find me a place to sleep."
Oh my God. And she reaches out. Can she take it?
I slowly start to pull it away. Do you have a place for me to sleep?
Yes, I do.
That
A
is
place?
not
Several
outside.
places.
She's gonna
Go,
cut you
please,
apart. So you
That
sleep
is
in
not
separate places.
outside or 6 feet in the ground or any kind of shenanigans. I just need a
No.
bed.
No shenanigans. Can I have that, please?
Sure.
Can I see both your hands?
And I hand her the gold.
Okay, she takes the gold. She walks out a little bit, staring at the gold. Wow. A whole gold. My life has changed forever. She turns back and her smile fades and she hucks the gold piece out of town. Walks back to her door, stares at you for a second, slams the door.
I rap on the door.
Oh my God, what? Not opening the door.
I need help. Can you please help us? Please. I have had quite a few couple days and I was told that Karis DeBoer would help me. And if you say he's dead, I'm very sorry. I understand. Please just help.
Make a
just need-
persuasion roll.
19.
19. Nice.
Please.
Door opens up enough for her face and she looks at you just eye to eye. She's kind of plain, but in a pretty way.
Human?
Yeah, human. Her hair is kind of mousy grayish brown. She's young, but she's definitely got a hardness to her face that says that she's lived quite a long life. And she looks at you for a second. Her eyes do not soften whatsoever. And she goes, "Did this asshat of a gnome say that this whole town like got killed badly?"
No, this, this
So he sent you to
gnome.
die is what's going on.
He's
Shocking.
sending me out to find my dad, and to find him, I have to talk to Max. And if you don't know, that's fine. Just we need somewhere to sleep, and then we'll leave you completely alone.
She looks at all of you for a second, closes the door, and you hear her walking away.
Torsten's not celibate. Hey, she's lonely. Never know, might work.
No.
Are you high as well?
My
A
He
little
does have a
bit.
bit of a contact
I
high.
say in my brain to Daisy, it is not the mace in my pants that I wish to beat her with, to be honest.
I'm going
gonna want to
to,
watch that.
I am holding the necklace, produce flame because I'm getting pissed off onto the necklace, trying to warm it up, thinking, Busby, I swear to God, if I'm on a wild goose chase, I'm going to come back and burn you alive. Just in my head, so everyone else can hear it too.
As you are thinking this, and as they're all hearing this, and as Rusty is doing the whole
The lights on his hands.
Daisy, you can't help but feel a little like
Uh,
moving to it a little bit, like you
Yeah.
kind of getting into it. This is a funky groove.
This is a dank beat.
Dank, as the kids say.
Maybe
It's-
we
it's
can do
Noma's dialect.
something to help her.
Yeah. So as you're
Or-
saying this and witnessing all this, you do hear footsteps, and the door opens up and her face reappears, and she holds out a satchel. You gonna take it or not?
I take the satchel. What is it?
It's got a couple of notes and books, stuff that my dad wrote about. I recognize two of the names that you gave me, but look, you can sleep anywhere in the town. I don't care. Any of the buildings are still structurally sound. I wouldn't go near the vines if I were you, and be out by morning.
What
'Cause-
happened to your town?
And she looks over at the vines and she looks at you and she goes, "Did he not tell you?"
No.
He
Really
kinda-
didn't tell us shit.
He kind of told us something, guys. He told us about the trees and the vines, but he didn't tell us about the town.
He was here when I was very young. I barely remember it, but my life is just, look, I'm not looking for a handout. I'm not looking for niceties. This town is going to be gone tomorrow. I'm burning it all down and I'm taking as many of those vines as I can with me. I have a small pen of about a dozen or so rats. I'm going to tie some rags to their tails, light them up, and send them in there with me and try to set as much on fire as I can before I go out of this world, okay? If you
We
want
can
to know
help with
anything, just look in the satchel. Be gone by morning. Good night. Slam.
I hold the door.
Okay.
I mean, if it's your last night, can I give you something?
What could you possibly give me?
I go
We
into the
have
cart.
booze.
Yep, I go into the cart, I dig around, and I pull out one of the big ass jugs of Dickens cider.
Do we still have any of the gunpowder?
You have one.
Yeah, that I'm not giving that. That is, she's getting a giant jug of Dickens cider.
It's pronounced Dixon cider.
Here's some cider.
I
She
like
grabs
Dixon
it.
cider better.
Nice particular show reference there, sir.
Mm. Yes. Pops the cork, smells it. This will help tomorrow. Recorks it, walks in, closes the door.
Would help
I'm
tonight, too.
finding a bed. I'm sassy youths, or I'm over them.
She's 30 something years old, dude. She's older than you.
Yeah, well, sassy
I'm
old
older than
people, I'm
you.
over them.
All right, you guys go lay down. I'm gonna keep Rusty and the beat going for a while. Y'all rest, and I'm aware enough to keep an eye on everything else, make sure nothing sneaks up. And we're gonna walk around the town a little more.
Stay away
Hopefully
from the vines.
sober him up. Sober me up.
I'm gonna take the cart and the llamas and go to the stables.
Scrack, the llamas are still a little bit like, it's an owlbear, but it hasn't eaten us, so we're okay.
I
Yeah.
put my head on their heads and I let them know it's okay. He will not hurt you.
As the owlbear licks its chops.
Do not eat my llamas, Scrack. I am going to wander around to the back of Cherish's house.
Okay.
Is there vines back there?
Not on the house itself, but there's some water troughs and buildings behind,
Mhm.
and those are covered in vines.
I look at Torsten. Sleep well. And I am going to wander towards the house right next to Cherish and go into that one.
Okay.
I'm picking a house that has no vines on it, finding a bed.
Yeah, the closer you are to the area you entered the town,
Mhm.
the less vines. All right.
Good.
Rusty, do you think you can take a nap?
No, I want to
Shit.
go.
All right, let's go dance.
In the middle of town square.
Seriously, as long as I can keep him dressed, that's pretty much the only object that I'm trying to work on.
Oddly enough, he has kept his hat and sunglasses on.
The
And
only
my
thing.
pants.
Still,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got his pants on, but took his shirt off. This whole woo woo woo.
still
That
has
was-
a tie on though.
Not what we needed to see.
I cast light on my pants.
It's a party in my pants.
Yep. Torsten, are you going to bed?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Going towards the front of the town, you do find plenty of places. The blacksmith shop still has some tools laying about. Anvil's a little beat up, but still in good repair. A couple of the windows are completely smashed out, but aside from that, structurally sound.
Sounds
You
like my
find-
place to sleep.
You find inside some furniture, some personal effects. Nothing really of note.
Do I find a bed?
Oh yeah, first floor.
Out.
Okay, Scrack. You
Hmm.
and the llamas
Yep.
going into the stable.
Yep.
Okay. The straw is mildewy for the most part. There's still some fairly good stuff at the top. But you find a nice corner with some of the mildewed hay, and it makes a fine nest considering you're still covered in blood and guts and now mildewed hay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm gonna make sure that the llamas are penned up in a stall, and I'm gonna lay down and go to sleep.
Daisy and Rusty, where are you headed?
I found a bucket on the side of the house, and we're gonna go find a well. So when the owlbear wakes up, he doesn't smell like intestines anymore.
Make an investigation roll for me.
$18.
18. You find the well pretty quickly. It's a medium-sized well, more than enough for a town this size when there were people.
I've had a bad experience with wells lately. I don't like this.
You just stay over there. I'm gonna drop the bucket and see if there's any clean water at the bottom.
There is. The rope's still in good repair. The bucket itself is a wooden bucket, has iron banding around it to keep it in place. It's all still working. It's just disuse, disrepair. Everything is definitely worn, and you get plenty of water. In fact, you can find some clay pots that are around. Some of them are broken, but others are just knocked over and empty.
And the llamas will
does.
need some water as well.
Yeah. And as you dance, Rusty, dance, Riona, you go into the house, has a few vines on it.
I just ignore them. I go in. I have the satchel, kind of dig through it a little bit before going to bed.
Okay. So as you look through, you find that these were journals, not just personal diaries. These were journals kept by Karis de Board. He was the head guardsman of this town. As you look a little ways back into the notes, you see when some people had gone missing, and you also see that strange trees had begun to grow in the distance. And those who went to search them out and discover what kind of trees they were or why they were growing so rapidly never came back. Until one day when some had returned with strange bite marks on them. And then a group of 4 travelers said that they could help. They didn't ask for much, just a place to rest. And as you flip forward a few pages, you do see that the travelers had warned anyone coming back could be infected and to burn the corpses. A few pages later, you find that one of the bodies was awaiting burial. A boy who had bite marks on him. He had gone missing several days before and had come back only to fall dead at the feet of his parents. And they had him in his makeshift coffin. And when the travelers had gone that night, people began being attacked. Something was biting them. And Karis describes how he found the child acting feral, standing over the bed of a newborn. The parents had been drained of all their blood, and his stomach was engorged. It took 4 men to put him down. 2 of those guards of the 4 succumbed to injuries and died. But eventually they were able to stop the boy, and they burned his body, but not before the 2 guards rose again, starting the cycle over. You go forward a little bit, you find that some people stayed, most people packed and left, saying the forest that was growing was cursed, that this town was cursed, and that Karis and his family were among the few families that stayed.
I put the stuff away for now.
That's some light bedtime reading. What do you think?
Not only light bedtime reading, it's also exactly the other side of the story that Busby showed us. And they just left them here to fend for themselves after killing the tree. So I am going to put everything away, tie up the satchel, lay on the floor on my little blankets and such, and just think to myself for a little bit. And I think about my mom and what I saw. And I think of the only name my father ever told me that was hers, and it was Eva Hyrath. I never heard the other one that Busby told me. And I go to sleep thinking about her.
Okay. Sleep comes to 3 of you.
Actually, as we're walking back, the music in my head becomes much more serious.
Dun,
You-
dun, 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 dun,
Something
dun.
like that.
Ixnay
would
on the
hear that
Ars
too.
Wars Day.
And I take my glasses off and I stop walking. And my eyes turn black. And Daisy can hear in her head me recounting the story again of the halfling girl with a comet in her hand and the dragons and the door opening and the web coming down. And I look at her without speaking this, and I've spent most of my life telling people that the end is coming. You know, you can be wrong 999 times and it's not the end of the world. But if you're right just once, it's all over. And I just kind of lay down and go to sleep in the street.
Daisy, as you are connected to Rusty and seeing the images that he's telling you about, you do see dragons fighting something large with 8 legs, several faces, a gate made of wailing corpses, frost spikes coming out of it, a dark swirling, a halfling pulling the sky down in her hands, and then he goes to sleep.
What the absolute fuck was that? I'm gonna walk over and pick him up. And we're just gonna go over to where Scrack and everyone is, and I'm gonna throw him in there and sit outside, enjoy the sun, and try to figure out what the hell just hit me.
Okay.
Because
Welcome to my world.
I'm not used to having that kind of garbage in my head, and it doesn't fully make sense that
At
I
this
didn't think
time-
my power would pull that much.
Oh, he was open about it. So it would be nighttime at this point, but there's no light diffusion from a city. There are no torches lit. There's a little bit of light coming from one of the buildings that you know that Cherish is in. But the sky is several different hues of purples and blues. Stars are twinkling, some shooting. The moons are shining up high in the sky, one large and bald-faced, bright white. The other is small, dark red, and crescent. And that's where we're going to leave it.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's like my perfect night. Everyone else is asleep. It's nice and quiet. No light pollution.
as you hear the
Right.
chittering, clattering of.
Oh, no,
nails
no, no, no,
down.
no, no. Don't get him started.
No.
We're ending it.
Oh,
So
She's
yeah,
let's
too
everyone say
comfortable.
goodnight. Nope.
we are finally ending something on a rest.
Yes.
Let's keep it at a rest.
Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell.
Love you
Please
guys.
give us
Thank
any
you, Seth.
comments you may have. We would love to read them. Helps
Yeah.
our channel grow.
Yeah. What they
Bye.
said.
Bye.
Peace.